Hey guys, Sprout here, welcome back to the channel. In this video guys, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you survive way more in raids. Now, the game footage in the background is a scav run I did earlier, just for your amusement. I ran around like an idiot for whatever length of time I was in the game. Make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you stay up to date with all my videos and lives, as I will be doing more guides as time goes on. I'm going to change up the content a bit to get away from just gameplay. So like I say, after this video guys, you should survive more if you are struggling to live throughout a full, raid, or you're getting killed unnecessarily. These tips guys are all practices that I use in every single raid I do go in. I can't guarantee you'll never die, but this will help you survive a hell of a lot more. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into it. Right, so guys, before you even go into the raid in the first place, you want to make sure you take extra mags and extra ammo with you in your rig, just because you're going to need it. You don't know who you're going to run into when you're in a match, right? You could run into a full squad on your own, you could run into a couple of people, you could see absolutely nobody other than scavs the entire match, but it's always better to have extra ammo more than you need. I take, like, I don't know, I think it's like 300 extra rounds, as well as me 3 fully loaded magazines into a raid with us, just in case I get trapped somewhere and I have to have a proper shootout with someone. Now, I reload my mags anytime I can, so anytime you get a second, you can duck into cover, reload your mags, put the extra ammo into them, because they don't reload themselves like other games like Lost Light and stuff. You have to actually do it manually. And a very important one here guys, a lot of people ask us, why do I keep dropping my mags, right? Make sure there's a spare slot in your chest rig for a magazine. Now, if you've got 2 extra mags, you've got 4 slots, make sure one's free. When you reload a mag, okay, if there's not a free slot in the rig, it'll drop to the floor or go to your backpack, and then when you come to reload again, it'll not reload that one into your gun if it had any left spare in the magazine. This is because when you reload, the game pulls the magazine out the gun, and then puts it into the rig, and then takes one out the rig to put into your gun, in that order. So if there's not a free slot, they don't sort of replace each other. One will drop to the floor and one will go in your gun. So always make sure there's a spare slot so it stays in your rig if you haven't got space in your backpack, or you haven't got a backpack, and that'll save a lot of heartache. You sometimes may see me on live looking at the floor when I reload, just making sure I don't drop it, but if you know there's a slot there, it'll just swap quite easily and you'll not drop onto the floor. Next guys, I'm going to state an obvious one. Loot greed will get you killed. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, okay? So I'm gonna go through how it works. Now, remember guys, in Arena Breakout, there is absolutely no such thing as solo. Even if you queue as a solo person, there's no other teammates on your team, everybody else in the match could be in a squad. So when you kill someone, their loot's there, you know it's really good loot and you want it. You need to remember that there could be 3 other players know exactly where he's died, because they can see on the map where his dog tags are. If they want to go retrieve his stuff, they might be watching his body. Now, you may sometimes knock somebody, and that's a good indicator that there's a squad, because if they're knocked, that means they can be revived, and that means their squad members are somewhere on the map. But do remember that depending on where you shoot this person or how much you shoot him, even if he's in his squad, he might not knock, he might be an instant kill. So what I do is, guys, if I kill someone who I think's got decent loot, and he's by himself, he's out in the open and stuff, I think, right, I'm going to go lie down next to this crate and loot this guy. I used to do this, I don't anymore. What you want to do is wait, right? As horrible as it is, just wait about a minute or 2 and watch his body, right? Or if he's knocked. Sometimes his teammates will come try and revive or come pick up his loot. If he's got decent loot, he might be on microphone going like, look Dave, I need me M4 or whatever, go get it for us, and they'll come run over, you can take them out. Another strategy I use is, if that teammates are there, but it's a random. They're not bothered about getting the loot back, but they will wait around to see if they can take you out when you go to loot. And that happens a lot. People come to me soon, they're like, I get killed all the time looting. It's because you need to check the general area around where you've killed this person before you run in and try and get the loot off them. So I'm talking any ridges, bushes around, circle the area more or less where you've killed them, and then if it's safe to do so, you think there's nobody around, then go in and loot. But obviously when you're looting, make sure you watch the sound indicators to see if there's anybody creeping up on you, because people will literally wait 5 to 10 minutes to get a kill on you if they can, because that's how desperate some of these people are. They'll sit with a sniper rifle. You also have to be aware that if you're not using a suppressor or they fired back at you, made a lot of noise, other squads will have heard, and some will just beeline straight for the noise to try and get the kill and try and get your loot and whoever you've killed. So you have to be constantly aware of your entire surroundings every time you go loot a player, regardless of what map and regardless of where it is. Just if you're a bit more cautious on your looting, you'll survive a hell of a lot more and escape with that gear. Right guys, you might have heard this phrase from people who play Tarkov, which is the leg meter. Now, I'm going to explain this to you a little bit better. So, let's say you run into a fully kitted player, you're not using good ammo, you're not really that geared yourself, you can have an upper hand on them if it's not literally face to face. If you see them running or something, or you've got a bit of distance between you and them. Now, armour covers your chest, some of them cover your groin, cover the neck, they've got a helmet on, it covers their head and their face and stuff like that. Their arms and their legs take full damage. There's no armour on these. Arms are a bit harder to hit because they're on the side, but if you just aim for the legs and just go full auto straight into the legs, you do maximum damage. So you can take down some pretty hardcore enemies just by aiming at the legs, even with really crap ammo. So just remember that if you're getting killed by really well-kitted players, aim for the legs. It blackens the legs, so suddenly they start moving really slowly, they can't get out the way, and you're doing maximum damage. It just does health damage to them, and it takes them down really, really quickly. Right guys, PKs over healing. Now by PKs, you'll see people use this abbreviation quite a lot. It's painkillers. Now you should be taking painkillers in every raid. I wouldn't recommend the red ones because they don't last very long, but the blue ones or the pill containers and stuff are the best ones to use. Now mid-combat, you get shot in the leg, you get shot in the arm, and it gets blacked out, right? I used to do this quite a lot. A lot of people used to mention it was in my videos and stuff. I would go hide and try and use a trauma kit to get the blackened back out and then heal. This takes absolutely ages. Now, what I'm going to recommend is you just take a painkiller mid-battle. If it's got blackened out leg, blackened out groin, blackened out arm, whatever, it'll negate them disadvantages for the time period that the painkiller is in effect. So you can run, you can aim steadily and stuff. So take painkillers mid-battle over healing to increase your chances of survival, tell you the truth, because if you're sitting, you know, with your trauma kit out, it's taking 8 to 10 seconds to use it on your leg. Someone actually decides to push you, you're going to get killed, you're going to have bad aim, you're not going to be able to move out the way quick enough. If you're taking painkillers, you're like you were before you got shot at. Even if you take painkillers, quickly take a little med kit, just get your health back up. It's better to do it this way and heal after the combat than it is to do it during. Right, last but not least, guys, I'm going to touch on stupid teammates. Now, I'm going to recommend you don't follow them. Now, this mainly applies to random squads, right? Our solo squad, I don't random squad. I don't, like, queue with random people because 9 times out of 10, they're either naked or they're completely stupid and don't know what they're doing. Now, if you queue up with people you know, fair enough, but this applies to mainly random teammates. Now, most of them, if they hear gunshots, the beeline for them, they get killed, and then you're thinking to yourself, well, there must be a player killed them. I'll follow them, and I'll get the jump on them. Now, going back to the previous one of my other tips, the person who killed your teammate is going to be waiting around. They'll probably be camping a corner, waiting for you to rush in and try and save them, or try and get their stuff, or kill the person who's just killed them. Now, this is entirely up to you what you do in this scenario, but don't be afraid to just forget about them. You know what I mean? If you think you're not going to be able to handle this area that they've ran into, say they ran into a motel and they got killed instantly, they got killed by the scav boss or another player and stuff like that, you don't think you're well enough geared, don't even risk it. Just go for the extract or go loot somewhere else instead. It's a lot better to survive than it is to die for no reason whatsoever. Another thing you can do is use your random teammates as sort of cannon fodder, find out where enemies are. Pardon me, if they get killed, observe their death crate to see if anyone comes to loot it and then take them out. But this is like a big one for me. If your teammates are stupid, don't be as stupid as them. At the end of the day, you're responsible for your own survival, not them. Even if you're playing with people you know and they push someone, or you've made a pre-made group, they push someone, they get killed, don't be afraid to say, look, I'm not going in there, I'm going to get killed as well, I'm going to go the opposite direction. It's their fault they got killed, not yours. You know what I mean? You're responsible for your own survival. Anyway, guys, I hope this helps you survive way more raids than you have been in the past. Remember that every match is entirely different. All players you're going to run into will have different gear, different skill levels. Not every match is going to go the way you want it to or the way you've planned. So just remember to always be alert, prepared, and escape with all the best loot. I hope you do from now on. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.